EGM Network.
Hi, welcome to Silver Linings. I am one of your hosts, Janine, and I'm here with
Raul Perez. Hello.
And this morning we have in the studio a few friends from our local VFW in the Sebastian area, and I am excited to introduce them. So Teresa Betancourt is with us today, and she is the auxiliary president for the VFW. And then we have a member who is Mr. Rick Lewis, and not only is he a member of our local VFW, but he's a big volunteer and an organizer, and he's got his hands into a lot of things with Teresa, and they're making big positive changes. And so today we were going to ask him some questions and learn some things together, right? So thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Well, the first thing we need to know is, Teresa, tell us how you ended up in this role and what your role means to the VFW.
My husband became a member of the VFW when we first moved to Sebastian. And I actually had no intention of joining the VFW. Unfortunately, you really can't sit at the canteen while there's a meeting going on. And I became a member. And at my first meeting, they were talking about a relief fund, which is set up to help the members themselves if they should ever have a problem or an issue.
Oh, okay.
And at that time, there was $62 in that relief fund.
That's not
And
a lot of relief.
my hand went up on its own. And I asked the big question about what they were going to do with that $62. And then they asked, would I like to be in charge? And my roles just mushroomed along the way. I'm proud to say that relief fund has about $4,000 in it now. So we can help any of our members who just might meet with a troubled moment, light, medical, something like that. And then I just slowly moved up in position till I became the auxiliary president. So here I am today, and I would do it without the title.
You would do it without the title. I love that.
That's great. That's great to hear.
That's probably how you ended up with the title, though. Is that heartfelt desire to just do it?
They just needed love as an auxiliary.
Right.
And I don't have the biggest of knowledge. In fact, two of us who came in right after the pandemic, we were really in tough shape. And we made that strong decision, and we sought out people like Rick. We have a few other members who are dedicated and real go-getters. We also have a problem that our auxiliary age, the median age, could be in their 70s, so you really can't have them like running around and trying to do a bunch of stuff. So
some new knees. And
we find places for people where they can help because they always want to help. And we run different fundraisers throughout the year, and that keeps us going, and we're able to not only not only help our own veterans.
Go ahead and take a drink.
But veterans in the community as well.
Well, you take a sip, and we're going to roll over to Rick here for a second. You know, you made a good point, people like Rick who make the difference. And Raul and I talk all the time about the people in our circle and how they can make or break us, right? And, you know, having somebody like Rick within the circle is a make it point because he puts in the hard work. He meets everybody at their spot. And so, Rick, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with the VFW and what it means to you and why you stepped up into being more than just a member.
Well, I got, I got involved. It actually goes back. I worked for the city of Vero Beach Electric for 30 years. And when I took early retirement from there in 17, went into a new career in real estate, which I've since retired from that also. I decided, you know, I wasn't running a 9-to-5 job so I could get more involved. And I got more involved in the veterans community through American Legion Post 39 that I'm a member of as a veteran. And we lived in Sebastian. And as I grew more and more into Sebastian and seeing more need up there, I wanted to get involved there without losing my membership in 39. Now, I'm not qualified to be a VFW member.
Okay.
Because I never saw combat. But I could join the auxiliary through my father's DD-214, who was a World War II veteran.
Oh.
So I joined there and started getting more involved there and just started helping where I could, through their riders group, doing poker runs and that sort of thing, and now the golf tournament, and just helping out around the.
Oh, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit, because there are many ways that you all have to raise funds, and you do raise funds to be able to do the very things that you're talking about, helping somebody with their light bill, or stepping up if they need tires, or helping people get the things they're in need of for just their basic life and quality of life. Raul had a memory we were talking about Rick coming and speaking at one of his organizations a little while back.
Right. It was, I believe it was a few years ago, and I met Rick, and he was talking about, I can't remember the name, but Reefs Across America?
Yes. Reefs Across America, yes.
Okay. And he was talking about, how he was able to help out, and I went ahead and I donated for I thought it was a great cause. Can you speak a little bit about that, the Wreaths Across America?
How many wreaths does? Go ahead. Sorry,
yeah.
I got excited.
Not a problem. No. Wreaths Across America was something that I was introduced to by Joe and Sue Crowley, who wanted to bring it, who was involved in it up in Massachusetts, and they wanted to bring it to Crestlawn and the island. Yeah. And since at that point I was only a couple of years out of retirement from the city of Vero, I had the connections still with the city that we could get everything set up with them to do so. And Wreaths Across America, of course, is where we lay wreaths on the graves every December. Mm-hmm. This year will be December 13th to remember and honor those that served our country. It's a nationwide project that was begun in 92 at Arlington. In 2005, a picture of Arlington with the wreaths went viral. And in 2007, they opened it up to anybody as long as you were willing to sponsor the cemetery. As I said, we started that. Our first year laying was 18. Since then, we have sponsored every cemetery in Indian River County except for 2, Brookside, which is done by the DAR, the Daughters of American Revolution.
Yeah.
And West Walbasso, which is sponsored by Next Generation Veterans. We do work with Next Generation Veterans and help and give them wreaths to make sure that they are fully stunned. But we put out the last 2 years in a row, we've put out over 2,800 wreaths here in Indian River County alone.
Wow.
At over 7 cemeteries.
I have seen some of the pictures and videos over the years as the wreaths were being laid, and then the after effect of it. And what a beautiful ceremony, and what a great honor to those who gave everything.
I also want to interrupt. I believe it was last year or the year before, the call came up from Fort Pierce.
Yes.
That they did not have enough wreaths. And Rick and a bunch of other people got together and they got them the wreaths that they needed. Am I correct on that?
We didn't get them everything they needed, but the last couple of years, we have donated wreaths down to White City, who was this last year, I don't believe we did, but 2 years ago we did. We gave them several hundred wreaths. That we had a bit of an overreach because of the way the count came in. So we made sure that they had at least to cover some of theirs.
That's amazing. Yeah. So you're able to cover everything for our county and then be able to help out to your other brethren as well. That's amazing. I love that. Like I said, I have seen the videos, the pictures of it afterwards. It's extremely moving to watch them placed upon with such precision. I don't think that a lot of people have had that opportunity to see it. The primary reason that we wanted to have you on the show was to talk about how you do help local veterans, because you do. It is not just a cantina. It's not just a place to have a cocktail and a conversation about maybe the moments past or present, but a location that is a community within itself.
We try to call it a family.
Yeah, absolutely. And families have hardships. We have things that happen in our day-to-day lives we don't expect. Maybe it was a natural occurrence. Maybe it was a medical. Maybe it was a trauma that has occurred. But it hits all of us. And I think that veterans are really great at identifying a problem, working out a solution, and then working together to make that solution real. And so how you all do it in a grassroots way at the different auxiliaries, the different clubs and groups that you all identify with based on the branch or through your relationships, as with you, with your husband, and being able to implement that is a beautiful thing to watch and see all over our county. I personally have had individuals that have talked to me about getting assistance through the different clubs locally here, and how giving and heartfelt it is for them to receive that in that dark moment, in those moments, because we all have moments, whether we're a veteran or a civilian or we're young or old, we all have moments that hit us. When we're going to take a small break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the reality is that these organizations, these fundraisers, they're pertinent for the organizations to continue to do that great deed. But we're going to take a small break, and then when we get back, we're going to jump a little bit more into those things.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Hey you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
We are always so grateful for our sponsors, both commercial and show-wise. I want to give a shout out to the 2 legal teams that do sponsor our shows, and that is Dill Evans and Rodeback and Sebastian. They have a big focus on trusts, real estate, and elder law, as well as the legal team here in Vero Beach, Rooney and Rooney, who do a lot of focus on family and civil law. So if you ever find yourself in a bind, please don't hesitate to give them a call. They've both been in our community for well over 30 years, and I have no doubt at all that they'll take great care of you. So while we were at commercial, we were talking a little bit further with Teresa and Rick, and I know that Raul had some interesting questions that I think might lend some knowledge to some of us about the long and length of time that you've been here.
Right. So you were mentioning that you got more involved sometime around after the pandemic, but could you tell us roughly how long the auxiliary has been in Sebastian?
The Veterans of Foreign War post 10-210 has been there for 53 years, and as far as I know, there has always been an auxiliary to support it. That is the primary mission of the auxiliary, is to support the veterans, their families, and the community. And we do that through our local fundraisers. And what supports the local fundraisers is the dinners that we're able to hold, the breakfast that we have on Sunday. The Post will contribute to the auxiliary events. The riders will contribute to the auxiliary events. We contribute back. It's a trifecta, and it works.
Now, you mentioned breakfast on Sundays. That's every Sunday breakfast?
We have a breakfast the first and the third Sunday of the month.
Is it open to everybody?
It's hard to say. Our meals are geared for veterans of foreign wars. We do have some events where we are allowed to open to the community, but we do not advertise that we are open to the community.
So kind of a word of mouth amongst friends and neighbors.
Family. So,
well, I can understand. You can't just promote it and have like 500 people show up.
It's also
right?
It's not a very big post. The capacity is about 150 people.
Okay.
But you have a huge parking lot.
We have a big parking lot, and this is what supports the tablecloths, the lights at Christmas. We needed a new Christmas tree, so we do this so that when we do hold a fundraiser like the golf tournament that I would like for Rick to speak about, we don't have to take any money out of what we have raised.
Right.
The raffle tickets, the 50-50 tickets, the stuff that it takes to put together a meal. When you're thinking about like Reach Across America, one year I think we had 90 riders. When you have to feed 90 people after they come back, and then plus
you don't want to take that out of
members
the
there
money.
who we want to feed as well at an event.
So that's a challenge within
it's a challenge,
state.
And when we look at the bigger number of what we've raised, we like to give it all away.
Oh, I like that. You had said something about that earlier before we started.
We like to give away the maximum amount that we raised and then figure out how else we could pay the bill a different way.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, a lot of organizations you hear about today where, oh, well, we raised say $1,000. It's just $1,000. Okay. And we'll make it basic numbers. Oh, we raised $1,000, but we had to pay $350, $400 out in coverage for this or that or whatnot.
Right.
So you're not getting the whole tally, but you made a great point that you all do.
We very much try not to. The golf tournament that's coming up is now for an organization, Voices for Veterans, that they help out with veterans' legal issues. They have support groups, and he's really more knowledgeable on that. And this golf tournament that's coming up means a lot to our auxiliary. This is the third year now.
So you count on the community for some things, you count on the veterans for other things, and these bigger tournaments, these bigger events, they're open to the public, and they're what you're really needing, that big financial support from our community members. Rick, you presently have a couple going on right now, right? So can you tell us about the first one coming up?
Well, right now, the one that she was missing is a golf tournament. It's our third annual golf tournament. And then we'll go over to the other veterans group who it will actually manage it. It's actually, this group is the Female Veterans and First Responder Support Group. Wow. It's a way, for the females who, have seen combat, have seen things that, the males haven't. They can get together and they can have their own time with each other, so that they know so that they can help and support one another. And that's all run through Next Generation Veterans. Ingrid Hernandez over there, she's the one.
Yes.
I'm sure many people will know that name. She is actually the coordinator and the one that runs that group. And so all the money from this golf tournament, and has for the last 3 years, goes to that project. And by allowing that to go through that, we allow other monies that come in for the other PTSD groups. We allow more money for that also by helping to support this, because money doesn't have to come over here. And so that this tournament will be on October this year, 25th, at the Sebastian Golf Club course. They work with us well. It's a great group over there.
They are.
Of course, a lot of that is sponsors. We have sponsorships everywhere from $75 for the single golfer, $100 for a whole sign, and then we go up $500 up to $5,500. And this year we actually got our first $1,000 sponsor. They already gave it to us. Yep, Snyder Insurance. John Snyder owns that. He's a member of our group, and he gave us $1,000 sponsorship this year. So
I love that.
That's great to hear.
So this is hopefully building, and we'll make some really good money off this, and just pack Sebastian Golf Course that morning.
What's your hope and goal? How many teams? How many foursomes are you looking for?
Last year we had 16 teams. I would like to see a minimum of 18, so we have one on each hole. But if we could get it 25 to 30, would be fantastic.
Would be wonderful, right?
Yeah.
So you hear that. If you're a golfer and you want to do good deeds, and maybe you or your family member or a neighbor or friend was a veteran and you want to get involved, here's your chance, right?
Yep. And like she says, every penny of this, we'll keep none of it. It will all go to support the female veterans and first responders.
I love that. That is so beautiful. And we talked about not only that fundraiser, but you have another one that's coming up a little later in the year, and that is going to be for the Wreaths of America, right? The
Wreaths Across America will be, excuse me, I caught a frog. Wreaths Across America will be on September 28th, and the golf tournament will be on October 25th. We also plan on November 8th to hold a dinner to support Gold Star mothers who in turn support the PTSD groups in the community. Followed up at the end of the year, we will have our annual Angel Tree, which will support the children that are in Sebastian, Fellsmere, and Vero Gifford.
So let me see if we can tick this down. So we have a tournament coming up for golf, and then that one supports our female first responders and military action for their PTSD group. Then we have Wreaths Across America coming up in September.
And that will be a poker run.
And that is a poker run, and anybody can individually participate on that. And even if you're in a car, you don't have to be in the motorcycle, right? I read that. I thought that was kind of cool and nice to
and
be
a
inclusive.
spider.
No.
And a spider.
You can go that way as well. Then we were talking about the breakfast coming up, which is at the end of the year for the Gold Star mothers.
That's a dinner. That will be a dinner in November, yeah.
And then that is because they themselves actually support the group of Gold Star
They
mothers.
support they're supporting right now our caregiver support group, and they support all the PTSD programs in the community. So
wow, no matter what branch, what
we
club
try,
or like
try, and believe it or not, I watched some of these Gold Star mothers show up to volunteer at the Blue Angel event.
Yes.
And they could run circles around me, some of them. They standing out there for 4 hours in that
heat,
in that hot sun, and then waiting for the bus to get to the parking lot. They're an important bunch of women.
Yes, they are.
And they have gone through unbelievable amounts of pain that some of us cannot
and some people
explain.
don't know what a Gold Star mom is.
A Gold Star mom is a mother who lost her son during the course of service. It was determined in the very beginning PTSD, but it's not just PTSD. There are servicemen who even come home and have issues and go through trials and tribulations, and we just don't want to see that happen.
No, and I know they're very well niched in our community, and that they get involved in letter writing and gift boxes and a lot of things that go outbound to our active veterans.
That I'm not sure of.
They do. It's really an amazing group, and they're very heartfelt and moved by emotion.
For those veterans that live in Sebastian, do you all have monthly meetings or bi-weekly meetings?
We hold the veterans themselves hold a monthly meeting on the first Wednesday of the month. The auxiliary holds their meeting on the second Wednesday of the month, and the VFW Riders Group hold their meeting on the fourth Sunday of the month.
Okay. So
and are these meetings open to?
No, they're open only to members. But anybody who thinks they might be eligible to join the VFW, whether it be at the post level or the auxiliary level, is welcome to come in and get an application, and we'll go through the process with them. And not everybody is eligible to join the Veterans of Foreign War.
Yeah, there's parameters.
But we have right across the street from us an American Legion as well, and we work well together with the American Legion.
Well, that's great. So that anybody who's looking for a group to join and maybe get some help and some support, they can go ahead and they can contact you to see how they can get involved.
Absolutely.
I love that. So 53 plus years in Sebastian for the VFW. You've been serving meals both to the community and to the veterans, not only for profit, but for those that are hungry as well, making huge impacts all over the place. We can't thank the two of you enough for joining us today. We hope that our listeners get the message, they reach out to you, they get involved, and that somehow this way, this year, that your funds raise even bigger than the last.
We hope that always.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. We'll see you next week.